next time.
Fuck you, Dr. Hayward.
You're my daddy. You're my daddy. You're my daddy.
Fuck! What?
Leave my family alone. No, Will.
Donna kills again. Alright, I want to see some shadow cells. I want to see hair get killed. Maybe some bad Cooper prosthetics again. Maybe he'll come out old. I'm gonna be pissed off if Bob is not in the mix.
10 hours since he went in there.
Really? Oh,
Want a thermos of coffee?
what a shitty cop.
Ask to speak with Dwayne Milford Jr., the editor.
We must make a telephone call.
Is Dwayne dead? 'Cause I just want this to be another box. What? Why is Jacoby wearing a cape?
For the intrusion, but Sarah here had a message for you that she thought was important.
Why is he in Jacobian? Perfect.
Wrong way.
I bet Hawk could have figured it out. Cooper got shivved by a doppelganger.
It's me.
Blah.
It's me.
Can we just blow Annie up in a bank, please? Finally. Have you learned anything? You don't play games with Bob!
Cooper!
Yes.
Cooper!
Go in there. Do it. Oh.
Hey!
Oh, I hope she's dead.
I need to brush my teeth.
Sure.
Yes. That's what you get.
There he is now. Cooper!
Oh, snap! Wow. That was really fucking awesome. I don't know about that. I feel that should have maybe been 2 episodes, but that was still really awesome at the end. Bob is awesome! You know who that would have happened to? That wouldn't have happened to Hawk. He would have figured out what was going on, and he would have taken care of things.
Okay, here are my thoughts on the last episode of Twin Peaks. It was a little ridiculous in many ways. That ending. I wasn't expecting to be satisfied, and I wasn't satisfied, but I think they ended it quite well. Nobody wins in the end. Evil, always gets in there somehow, and good doesn't prevail always. Well. I was a little surprised to see Bob get out inside of Cooper's body, but it wasn't unexpected. The little doppelganger chase at the end reminded me a little bit of Super Mario Galaxy. Maybe that's where they got the idea from, which was really interesting. And among other ridiculous things that happened in that episode, the bombing of the bank was hilarious, and after I saw that, I'm like, well, they might as well just wipe out all of Twin Peaks. This is where the episode is going. It's just gonna do outrageous things. That final section in the Red Room, it was interesting. I think it was kind of personifying that Bob Bob is everywhere, and that basically Bob is like the evil influences, and that no one can escape it. And that Wyndham Earl coming to the Black Lodge basically was playing with forces that no mortal can control, and because of that, he's the one who lost his soul. And I think that Cooper being inhabited by Bob is unrelated to that specific thing, but by coming to the Black Lodge just opened himself up to Bob, and unfortunately made it through not unscathed. It was really strange for a lot of the storylines, just because I knew it was the last episode watching the Donna and the Nadine storylines, and man, it was a little bit frustrating, especially with the Nadine one. You're like, okay, Nadine's back to her unhappy life, and Ed is going to be back in his unhappy life, and Donna and her family, well, that's completely unresolved. They just left a lot of things unresolved, which is not very nice on TV, but I guess this is Twin Peaks. And Doc Hayward killing, well, it looks like he killed or really injured Ben, was a little bit outrageous. I almost thought he was possessed at Bob by some point. That was just completely out of character. And there were so many other little things, like they showed complete disaster and mishap and mayhem on one end, and then on the other side they show Bobby and Shelley all happy and together, and Major Briggs and his wife all happy together, and it's just a bizarre compilation of events for like the last episode of Twin Peaks. Bizarre.
Okay, I just finished watching it. Are you serious? That's the end? We have Bob Cooper? This is crazy. What happened? I'm totally freaked out. I shouldn't have watched this at night. I'll send you guys my feedback. But, yeah, that was some craziness that happened in the little dream room, White Lodge, Black Lodge, whatever the hell it was. I'm so confused. It's 4 a.m. I'm going to bed.
I got idea, man. You take me for a walk under the sycamore tree, the dark trees that blow, baby, in the dark trees that blow, and I'll see you, and you'll see me, and I'll see you in the branches that blow in the breeze. I'll see you in the trees. I'll see you in the trees under the sycamore tree.
Welcome everyone to episode 30 of the Twin Peaks podcast, the last one of the series. I'm Matt.
I'm Melanie.
I'm Brad.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Alirio.
Hey, welcome back.
Oh. Greetings and salutations.
Glad to have you back.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Yay.
Awesome.
I've been looking forward to this moment for quite a few months now.
You're lucky you got the best episode, in my opinion. We'll see what everyone else thinks.
Yes.
So yeah, we wanted to have Alirio on for our final episode because your podcast, you and Steph and Kim and Gabby, you're the inspiration for ours, so I thought it only fitting that you get dibs on the last one.
Yay! Awesome. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And I know it was funny when you first approached us. Hey, can we steal your concept? I was like, please do. This will be awesome. And it really gave me a chance to see it in an intro cast from the other side.
Yeah.
Which was pretty neat, right? And so it's pretty awesome. Very cool that we're here.
Cool. All right, Brad, what do you got for us?
Well, Netflix. Here we go. Oh, one last time. This is Season 2, Episode 22, Beyond Life and Death. Donna Hayward demands to know the truth. Nadine Hurley enrolls in the School of Hard Knocks.
What?
And Ben Horn apologizes for trying to be good.
Yes, he does.
That's it.
They totally skirt everything.
Wow. Netflix, you didn't let us down.
There was no mention of viscous coffee anywhere.
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, what they mean by that, but whatevs.
Netflix.
So somebody asked us to talk about the Log Lady intro, but I was skimming through our feedback and somebody has it transcribed, so I'm just going to save that conversation till then because I don't have it right now.
I meant to write it down and I forgot. So.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have it, so it'll be nice for me to read that.
Yeah. So we start out and we got Andy and Lucy together again.
At last.
Yes. They're one of the few people who are happy right now.
It's fine. It's just the amount of exposition that they're forcing through it hurts a little bit. I'm like, it could have been such a nice little moment. But
I'm wondering because everything else is going so wrong in Twin Peaks that if their relationship is wrong as well.
It's secretly wrong.
It's secretly wrong. They don't know it though.
I like to imagine if there was a third season, they would find out that the baby was Dick's.
I like to imagine they would have to deliver it in an elevator.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
So now Coop's staring at that map. Now that he knows it's a map.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to know how long it's been. Is it the same night, I assume?
I think it's like I think it's like around the same time, maybe the next morning, like early.
Alright.
I don't know.
Because we've got Cooper, Harry, and Hawk all back at the station, not searching.
What? Hawk is letting you down?
I feel like Hawk doesn't want to be there. Hawk wants to be out, taking care of things.
Yes. They're making him stay.
Right.
We get a load of information in this scene. It just keeps, the door opens, something new comes in, the door opens, something new comes in. It felt a bit forced to me. This is the only part of the episode, I think, where I was a bit shaky on it. Because they just pull everything together so neat and tidy, really quick.
Yeah, there's so much. They've got the way Pete. I love Pete when he comes in.
Yeah,
that's great. He's reporting his truck being stolen by the log lady.
Theft, Otto.
Why do they keep calling her? It's like the one-armed man thing. Everyone's calling her log lady in this scene.
Yeah, they don't say that to her face, do they?
Margaret.
It's always Margaret to her face.
Even when she gets in the room, they're still calling her log lady.
Yeah. Oh, so they did say
yeah.
that.
Well, by this point, they don't care. They're preoccupied, so, yeah.
Clearly,
yes.
How did they guess, they have that whole map, but I'm kind of fuzzy on how they guessed where the opening would be. They figured it was this circle of 12 sycamore trees, but how'd they figure that out?
Oh, because Harry remembers that there's a circle of 12 sycamore trees.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's the opening. That's a big map. It could be anything on
right.
Yeah, but then they brought in the scorched engine oil, and there's a puddle of scorched engine oil there, and they put everything together, I guess.
But they don't know about that,
yeah.
do they?
I don't
Maybe there's something...
That's where I found the pages of the diary.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Hawk does all the work. He pieces it together.
That's right.
Man, this investigation would have gone nowhere without him.
Seriously, I feel like the weirdness of this episode is the fact we've got so much set up with the map and all this, but they're not using that really. And we talk about white lodges and black lodges, but really we just kind of have this one place. I just don't know why we'd spend so much time working on mythology of White Lodge and Black Lodge as separate entities and fighting them with love or fear. We got a lot of setup for like 3 or 4 episodes now, and I just don't think they're using much of it.
I don't know. They do use the fear thing later,
but so lightly and inconsequentially almost that they could have just written it without that.
Coop predicts the log lady's arrival somehow, and she arrives on time. They open the thing of oil. Ronette shows up, confirms. Let's see what else
I didn't recognize her without her lingerie.
Yeah.
This bothered me.
Yeah, why?
Because they're bringing her in so that they can verify that this is the same smell. This burnt engine oil smell is the same thing she smelled when she was attacked and raped.
Yeah. Well, they already did that. They put a picture of Bob 2 inches in front of her face in the hospital room.
But that at least they were identifying it. This time they're like, okay, it's been a while. We're gonna bring you to the police station and not tell you what's going on, and then try to evoke a really horrific sense memory.
Oh, well, they're bad people. I don't know.
That's what cops do, though.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta traumatize a few people to get what you need.
I stand firmly against the Twin Peaks police.
There's probably a lot that went on in like the few hours or night before we saw this episode. I'm guessing, because I don't think the log lady just randomly showed up and Coop knew that she was there. I think that they'd talked earlier, and also they'd probably explained to Ronette what they wanted and stuff, I bet.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a lot that happened in between.
So, where do we go next?
Wyndham Earl.
With Annie in the woods.
And 12 rainbow trout in the back.
12 rainbow trout!
He's using the trout to make her scared, to make her feel fear.
No, not the fish! Oh, God.
I kind of wanted him to take each fish and hang them on each sycamore tree.
You want Sycamore 1? Sycamore 2? So fun. Am I the only one that heard Arthur Dent's voice when they mentioned sycamores?
Who's Arthur Dent?
Oh, from Hitchhiker's
Gallery.
Yeah. See, I've been recently re-listening to the tertiary phase and quandary phase and such, and there are BBC radio dramas based on the Douglas Adams books, and there's a bit at the beginning of the 13th episode in the series where Arthur Dent has gone mad, and he talks to trees on prehistoric Earth where he's stuck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sycamore 1 and Sycamore 2. That's all I could think of for 15 minutes.
Awesome.
That and Heather Graham's eyebrows.
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with her eyebrows?
I can't put my finger on it, but there's just something wrong with her face.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know, I just found her face oddly proportioned or such, and it just bothered me.
She looks like a cross between, like, a kid's doll and a blow-up doll. I don't know, there's something about it. It's just like...
That's a very fine line.
Yeah.
That's a very fine line. Oh my.
I think it's just the lips and the eyes. They look like they be like, you know, those blinking eyes that dolls have?
Oh, I thought you meant from the blow-up doll lips.
No.
We're going in an entirely different direction.
She has a very small face, and that giant mane of hair
Yes.
doesn't suit it.
So what was that prayer that Annie was,
I don't know.
Is it the Lord's Prayer?
No.
It didn't sound like...
Or it was probably Hail Mary.
No.
It didn't sound like Hail Mary either. I remember Hail Mary. I went to
I
it.
remember too, but only in French.
It was a completely original prayer for a completely original human being.
Huh.
What?
That's how Coop described her last time, remember?
Yes.
The original.
She's a completely original human being.
I thought it was a little strange. Did she mention like gin in this prayer?
Gin?
Really? Like genies?
No, gin, like drinking gin.
Oh, the drink gin. Oh.
I
Anyways.
should try to find a transcript of this prayer.
Alright, I'm on it.
Okay, thank you.
What do you guys think of the visual of the Glastonbury Grove? I really like it. It looks creepy and neat.
Yeah, it definitely works. I like it.
Okay, so she gets mesmerized when she steps in the circle.
Total cross-eyed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on purpose. But
Yes, I know, but it's great.
what did you guys think when the red curtains appeared?
Well, we've seen them before.
Yeah, with Bob.
Yeah, but we haven't seen them like pop up into reality where somebody can walk through them.
I think overall it was a good visual.
Yeah, I liked it.
an actual physical representation of the gateway, just beyond the edges of like our reality. That's cool.
Yeah.
I have the prayer.
Cool.
I called you, Lord. Come quickly to me. Hear me when I call to you. May my prayer be set before you like incense. May the lifting up of my hands be like the evening sacrifice. Set a guard over my mouth, Lord. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Do not let my heart be drawn to what is evil, so that I take part in wicked deeds, along with those who are evildoers. Do not let me eat their delicacies. Let a righteous man strike me, that is a kindness. Let him rebuke me, that is oil on my head. My head will not refuse it, for my prayer will still be against the deeds of evildoers. The rulers will be thrown down from the cliffs, and the wicked learn that my words were well spoken. They will say, as one plows and breaks up the earth, so our bones have been scattered at the mouth of the grave. But my eyes are fixing on you, sovereign Lord. In you I take refuge. Do not give me over to death. Keep me safe from the traps set by evildoers, from the snares that they have laid for me. Let the wicked fall into their own nets while I pass by in safety. No mention of Jin.
No.
You read it exactly like her, though.
That's a lot longer than what she said, though.
Well, I do have a middle-aged creep right next to me, so it helps.
Did she say, do not let me eat their delicacies?
I don't know if she said it, but because it is much longer than what I think we heard. But
Wow.
apparently, according to my research, she was reciting Psalm 141.
Aw.
This is.
You know, if she had spent a little less time trying to recite that, and maybe a little more time kicking and fighting and trying to run away, this could have been done very differently.
Mm-hmm.
It all amounted to nothing in the end. But...
Maybe she's like Gandhi.
Maybe she should learn to fight for herself and not wait for magical sky gods to do it on her behalf.
Peaceful protests.
Or Dale.
Or Dale, yes. So, where do we move next?
Depression.
Depression.
Ed, Norma, and Doc Hayward. Bandage Nadine and Mike.
What happened to Mike's head out? That was my first thought.
Well, he just came from an appointment at the dentist.
He says
It was
something.
dark. Who
The
knows?
bandages you wear when you come home from the dentist, aren't they?
I think so. I don't know.
You're having your jaw replaced.
50s?
Replaced.
Those were 50s cartoons head bandages.
They are.
They're awful. So Nadine's bump on the head cured her. You know, if the Flintstones taught me anything, is that if you forget who you are after a bump on the head,
Crack your cranium.
just crack your cranium. That was extraordinarily disappointing.
But
It really was.
Who didn't predict that?
But I would like to venture that it was not, in fact, the crack on the head that brought her back. It was the ridiculous pantomime dancing Ed was doing around Norma. Did you guys notice the little finger snapping and swaying he was doing
I think.
Yeah.
around her?
Of that.
That would have traumatized anyone else.
It bothers me more that it's not that she just, got her memory back, but she got her memory back and she's back to crazy worrying about drape runners.
Yes.
Like, if she could have just become, like, a normal adult human being with her
No.
full sensibilities.
No.
Ah.
No.
But that is her normal state.
Yeah, but it's a mentally questionably unhealthy state.
Yes.
I don't think it was just a physical condition that had caused her memory loss, because you could see like flickers of her memory coming back at various points in the previous episodes.
Yeah. She probably would have got it back anyways. But so now everything's screwed up for them. Mike's
Poor
all
Mike's
all heartbroken.
I love Mike.
He's such a different character from the first episode.
I know. He might have grown the most of all the
Of
characters.
all the characters, Twin Peaks, Mike grew the most.
That's kind of sad.
It is.
I wish that Ed would get the gumption to just,
Dump Nadine.
dump Nadine. I know she's sad and everything, but it's
And
not what you want.
Strictly harmful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like,
I
I
think
don't know.
he's just scared to do it.
He is. He's totally scared. He's always scared. That's his character.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a pussy.
What you said.
Also, can we just talk about what an asshole Dr. Hayward's being?
What do you mean?
He's just like, all right. He seems like he's frustrated to be there.
Well, he has to rush home. Because I don't know how fast you can drive in Twin Peaks, or if he was just next door. But in the very next scene, he arrives home. So I think he was just in a rush. It's understandable.
But there's there's a woman that's had clear mental issues and people that have had severe head trauma, and he's like, all right, take some aspirin. Call me in the morning. Ugh.
I gotta get home.
It's been a busy past few days for him. He's been
We gotta get another doctor in this town. I'm tired.
exactly.
I know, it really.
I can't kill you all.
Or can I?
So now we're at the Hayward's place with Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Ben is still.
Since ancient times, the Hayward family have been the arbingers of death and ill-conceived sleuthiness. And it continues on.
Yes, but interesting. Ben's still trying. He still says he's trying to tell the truth, and even when confronted with it again, Donna's like to her dad. She's like, "You're my daddy." And
No. It's you're my daddy.
Yeah.
You're my daddy.
Yeah.
You're my daddy. You're my daddy.
Exactly. But even then, never does anyone say that he's her father. So
Yeah, it's awful.
I don't know. The fandom does take it that that's what the case is, but I don't know. I think there might be something else there.
I wish.
I think it's just Ben is her dad.
Yeah.
And then Doc Hayward finally murders in the open.
Possibly.
For months now, I've been hearing Brad call Doc Hayward a murderer.
That's right.
I've been laughing on the inside. Ooh, you wait until the last episode.
Do we think?
The trail of bodies the Hayward family has left behind.
Mm-hmm.
So do we think he's dead?
Yes.
Really?
Definitely.
Yes.
But then how could Doc Hayward be at the end of the episode in Coop's room and not in jail?
The same way Josie didn't get arrested for 5 years.
Harry.
What was that?
He was sleeping with Harry.
He was sleeping with Harry.
Yes.
Wow. Oh man, this Glastonbury pie is great.
Isn't that where King Arthur was buried?
We're eating the bones of King Arthur right now.
We see Ben's wife for the first time since episode 3.
Yeah.
I have no idea who she was when she walked in.
I know, eh?
Hey, Vaughn. Oh, what's going on here?
They finally let her out of the attic.
Oh, hey guys, give me a split second. I have to kill something.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is it eating a carrot?
No, it's a giant moth, and I don't know where it went.
Are we gonna hear a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, we better.
I don't think my vacuum cleaner's big enough. This thing is like 2 inches wide, at least.
Yeah, you can use the vacuum cleaner.
It'll crumple up on the.
Alright, it's disappeared. I can't find it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's
that was
in-
terrifying.
It's in your beard.
Kiss your beard.
No!
I really want to see a beard of moths now.
Ugh.
It'd be hilarious. That's like the beard of bees.
Beard of moths.
Are you Googling that?
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if anything came up.
But doesn't Miss Horn, doesn't she seem like, why don't you leave this nice family alone?
Mm-hmm.
He's not done anything at all.
No.
I don't understand why everyone's mad at him.
Maybe she thinks he's just trying to photobomb again.
But yeah, there is a lot of animosity coming towards him, so I gotta think it's something more than he's just her dad. So I'm gonna ask Mark Frost if we get a chance to interview him.
I'll say I feel like a lot of stuff in this, because it's so the things that aren't terribly wrapped up in a nice clean bow. There's so many giant open things that I feel like I wonder how much they were hoping they might get, another season or something after the fact.
Oh, they were definitely hoping, they were hedging all their bets that they would,
Yeah, it was being set up like a bunch of cliffhangers all at once.
so that they couldn't possibly be refused a 3rd season. That didn't work out.
Well, next we go to the Packards. So Andrew's figured out what the key belongs to.
Why did it take
like
them so long?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I guess
My
it's
first
still been a
guess.
really short time period, though. Like, it's been a few
Yeah.
episodes, but not much time has passed.
By the way, I put a link in the Skype chat to a.
I just looked at it.
Oh.
It's lame, but
It's still creepy.
Well, come on.
It's a moth beard.
I'm surprised anything came up at all. Yeah, so Pete catches Andrew. Now we go on to Coop and Harry finding the truck. And they go through the woods. Not sure what happened there with Coopy, like it hit with a wave of something.
He keeps getting like he looks like he's in a trance.
Well, Mike called him one of the gifted ones. He's susceptible to some sort of power, and then something hit him there and made him want to go on alone.
He's susceptible to evil powers.
No.
Yeah.
I love when he takes the flashlight from Harry.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what's Harry gonna do now?
There
He's
you go.
stuck in those dark woods.
Harry's gonna be left in the dark as usual.
Screw you, Harry.
This is all an elaborate ploy to just abandon Harry deep in the woods.
Yeah.
And see if he can earn his way back out.
But Harry just follows him like a lost dog.
So they find the ring of trees and the oil. Harry spies Coop entering through the curtains. And then what happens?
Now we're off to the races.
What was your first reaction when he just stepped into this new world? Excitement?
Well, of course. I mean, I was excited. Immediately we're back in the whole Red Room vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It was familiar.
I really like the music that they had going.
Yes.
At the beginning there. It was really good.
Yeah, surprise.
Set the tone, yeah.
Yeah. Surprise! Famous jazz singer Little Jimmy Scott is trapped in the Black Lodge.
Holy shit! We gotta get you out of here! Screw Annie!
That'll be the headline in the Twin Peaks Gazette the next day.
Jazz singer trapped.
Yeah, that song, the Sycamore Tree song, is probably my favorite song from the entire series. But,
Are you going to talk about Jimmy Scott a little bit?
I don't know much about him. Did you research?
No, but you
I know.
researched a little bit before.
I know the first time I watched it, I was like, is that a man or a woman? But but then I researched him, and he does have a condition of some sort. That I think he didn't go through puberty or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So he retained a woman's voice.
Yes.
Yes.
Or prepubescent boy's voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good. Really good music. Then we get Coop's unblinking face in the strobe light.
Mm-hmm.
It's very unsettling. He's got this blank look.
Oh.
It's very iconic to me. And when I think of this episode and the series, that's one of the images that comes to mind. Just him not blinking and this light flashing on him. But they upped their strobe budget, Brad. I remember you complaining in episode 3 about the strobe from the dream, how far away it was or something.
This is proper strobing.
I almost kind of wish they didn't use a strobe light on the Miss Twin Peaks episode, because it did the same thing 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah, but I thought it worked well for that scene as well, though.
Yeah.
I don't know, it gave you a sense of terror.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But also that shot of the wide shot of the whole room and Jimmy Scott way at the back, and the little man from another place looking back at Coop and at us, because you can't see Coop, he's just looking at the camera. I like that shot a lot too.
Mm. It almost makes you feel like you're there with them.
When they do that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Andy looks for Sheriff Truman.
Well, he finds him.
He finds him.
Andy!
Yeah, get another little.
Over here!
Even when he's not doing an angry yell, he just looks hilarious. His jaw dislocates or something.
Have you guys seen Slapshot?
I have a long time ago, but I really want to watch it again.
He's awesome in Slapshot.
Is he?
He's really good.
Because I remember I watched Slapshot. I went on this bus trip to go watch a hockey game in Montreal. And they were putting on all these terrible movies like Good Burger and I know a lot of people like this movie, but Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
Big Trouble in Little China. No town
Whatever.
needed.
I thought that was a terrible movie at the time.
Listen, that's Kim Cattrall at her finest.
Yeah. But yeah, Slapshot was probably the best movie they showed us.
Oh, wow.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
The best way to watch Slapshot, though, is with the French dubbing.
Oh, yeah?
Because if you understand French, it is the funniest, most hilarious Quebec accent French you will ever hear, and it is glorious.
I'll have to try that out.
Isn't there a still of Michael Ontkeen
Yes.
skating around in his underwear holding
He's
a
skating around
trophy
in
over
his
his head?
jockstrap.
There's a whole scene where I don't want to ruin the movie for you, but, because of the ridiculousness of the extra violent ending, he decides to flip the script and strip.
Wow.
Yes. But you should definitely watch it. So Andy goes over there, And he literally waits in the same pose all night. All day.
It's because his true love is in the Black
I
Lodge.
know. I couldn't help myself but just to laugh so loudly. I was so pathetic.
The fact that, like, there's every possibility that Annie and Wyndham Earl could be in the woods somewhere and they could just go find them. And no one seems to be trying.
No. I like the inserted shots of, like, the iconic bridge and a few other things from the pilot.
Like the wind blowing in the trees and all that stuff. Did they put a shot of the stoplights? Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
That's something we haven't seen since forever.
Andy asks Harry if he's hungry. That's pretty funny.
That's great.
And then we cut to a dead lady at her desk at the bank.
Oh, dead lady.
Totally looks dead.
One of my favorite characters.
I don't think she moves the whole scene, does she?
Nope, she does not.
Clearly the Haywards went to the bank.
Cleaned out their bank accounts. And...
Yeah, running. They're gonna make a break.
Good old-fashioned bank run. Don't forget to kill some bystanders.
I bet you they run the town just by, like, bullying everybody.
Who knew Harry Carey worked in Twin Peaks?
Harry Carey.
Seriously.
You thought waiter guy was decrepit.
Yeah.
No, David Lynch will trump himself and get even older guy.
He loves his cryptic old men, doesn't he?
Oh man, he is obsessed with them because he recognizes that the olds are creepy.
Olds.
Or as I prefer to call them, the near dead.
I think
Yes.
I think he finds it disturbing / comical how hard it is for them to do menial tasks.
Like walking.
Yes.
I agree wholeheartedly. It's awesome.
I like this, but the first time I watched it, I was aware that it's the final episode. We only have so much time, and I was so frustrated. I'm like, what? Stop showing us him just walking. You're taking up time that could be used elsewhere.
That's why he's there.
Why he did that? He wanted to frustrate you.
I know.
Tension in a scene that isn't there anymore. Make people wait an excruciatingly long time for minutia.
I honestly, like, if they could have given me, like, if they'd extended this for, like, 3 hours, and we just had, like, more of these scenes, I would have been fine. That would have been great with me.
What do you guys think of Audrey here?
I love Audrey. I love her even more now that she's, protesting. Occupy Twin Peaks!
She's just so matter of fact about it, too.
Call someone at the paper!
She should have done that herself.
But here's the thing. Doesn't she say... Wait, who is it she says to call at the paper? Isn't he dead?
No, his son.
They did say... they said Dwayne Jr.
Dwayne Jr., yeah.
Was there a junior? I
guess so.
I was under the assumption that he had no children.
I have no idea.
Maybe it was an illegitimate child.
I did notice that, but... Well, who's the mayor? He's Dougie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah. So the other one's Dwayne, but...
Dwayne, yeah.
They did say Dwayne Jr., so I don't know if that is the guy who's dead.
Yeah, I just assumed that was the guy that was dead, and Audrey just didn't know he was dead.
She doesn't keep up.
Which I think would have been appropriate, because then, we could have theoretically gotten a scene where, this guy finally calls, and he asks for this guy, and like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah. That would have been so sad, though.
Yeah, Andrew and Pete come in, and, it's kind of strange. She's protesting against the Packards, but she lets them right in there. Maybe she's not aware of... I don't know.
I almost feel like this whole thing is like almost a commentary on what's become of Audrey's storylines.
Really?
It's like she's uselessly protesting and just not being used well at all.
So it's interesting that Catherine isn't there and Pete is.
Yeah, she's not there the entire episode.
Yeah.
Well, Pete's got such a good bromance going on with Andrew that he chose him over her. So.
Maybe Catherine's actually already figured out it was a safety deposit box and ran out of town with whatever was in it and left that for her brother.
Oh, that'd be so good. That'd be so good.
Nice.
There's a random guy who's exclaiming about his newborn son.
It's a boy!
Yeah.
And so how'd you guys feel about the end of this scene?
It was so ridiculous, but I would have enjoyed if they just continued like destroying Twin Peaks, but they stopped there, and it's a little disappointing.
You wanted them to destroy the whole town?
Kind of, yeah.
Like at
This bomb is rigged to bombs in 5 other buildings in town.
So the whole town would have been destroyed, and then when Dale Cooper came out, it would have been like an Armageddon kind of thing.
Yeah.
He came out and he had to live in this
Yes.
But Harry's still clinging to life. Right there, waiting. I waited for you!
That would have been epic.
Yeah. This is such a terrible way to kill off all these characters.
Do you think they all would have been killed off had it gone on?
I mean, you could have definitely written it out so that they somehow survived.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pete and Audrey somehow make it out of there.
I think at least Pete and Andrew are goners. I think maybe Audrey would have survived.
Yeah.
I think Andrew would take it. I don't know about Pete.
Pete was shielded by Andrew's body.
Yeah, because you could have just had Pete come out hilariously, like, you
Singed.
know. Yes.
Awesome.
Just coming out of the rubble, like way too late in the game.
Yeah.
Back to the hospital for me. More smoke inhalation.
Oh.
Good thing it's not affecting my brain any.
I have things I want to come from this, but I'll save it for if we do talk about Season 3 speculation. We cut over to Shelley and Bobby being happy, Briggs and his wife being happy. So, if you're a Briggs, all is good.
Yes. But what about Shelley?
She's happy.
She's pretty much in the same place she was at the beginning of the first season.
Well, there's no Leo to terrorize her, at least. I do like how we get that. I can't remember where it happens, but we get that insert shot of Leo, just for like, comical purposes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when they're like, Leo must be fine, he's off in the woods having a good time.
And we have the German waitress coming back, and then redoing that little bit from the pilot.
It's the exact same dialogue, yeah.
Everybody's back, in fact. It's a family reunion.
Yeah.
It's happening again! It's happening again!
Were you guys happy to see Sarah Palmer and Jacoby in his
cape?
His Jacobian outfit?
Jacobian outfit, yeah.
With a hat and cape.
Does anybody know who Sarah is channeling here?
Yes, because I turned on the captions, and it says in Wyndham Earl's voice.
Okay.
Oh, really?
That's what I was gonna guess, because it does sound like his voice. Later on, when he like says one or two lines backwards, and it's the same tone, same voice. But I wasn't sure.
I almost find that disappointing. I think it's much more interesting if there's some something in the Black Lodge that's trying to get the Major there.
I was kind of
hoping it was Wyndham Earl, I
was kind of hoping it was Laura.
Yeah, same here.
Alright, so let's get into the whole Black Lodge sequence, and we don't have to talk about this in, sequential order.
It's not possible, is it?
Much like a dream, it's all over the place, which I think is the intention, so just throw out whatever notes you have written. First of all, did you like it?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yes.
I loved it.
None of this is what I was expecting at all, but I did like it much.
This scene, for me, watching it as it originally aired, as a young teen, really messed me up. In the best way possible.
Really?
Well, in an era of Dallas and Dynasty and LA Law and moonlighting, you have a show with this on prime time, not at the little art house theater. It's like on prime time TV. It was mind fucking, and I loved every second of it. It was fantastic.
I was expecting a little more direct conflict with Wyndham Earl, and was surprised as how much there wasn't, and it was a lot of just like waiting and seeing characters from the previous episodes.
Yeah, you can thank David Lynch for that, because he completely threw out the end of the episode and rewrote it to be this, because he was not a fan of Wyndham Earl, I don't think.
And the best thing about this show, and especially about this scene, is all of the aesthetics of it. I mean, it's pure atmosphere and mood.
Yes.
But that sacrifices a lot of I don't know, story or anything happening, which is, it's fine. It's the last episode. I don't know. Part of me wanted more to happen, but there wasn't room for it. So I wish it could have been an extra hour.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same here. I think it would have been perfect if it would have been a couple hours, like a movie length.
Yeah.
In fact, when it originally aired, they aired the last 2 episodes together as in a movie.
Yeah.
So I guess it did feel that way to people watching it at the time.
But they stuck a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
They just tied it up too quickly.
One half of this quote-unquote movie was way better than the other half.
Yes.
Everybody happy to see the little man again?
Of course.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
But his doppelganger struck me as mean.
Did we only see the doppelganger once? What?
A couple times.
I don't know.
When he said, a new friend.
Yeah.
And I believe immediately
When
he
you-
said, doppelganger.
Yeah.
Well,
he was like laughing.
That
all
first
crazy.
one, when he was like, laughing all weird and walking backwards, I don't know if that was a doppelganger. I think it maybe was just another weird version of him. Because it was in the same room with Maddie, and she wasn't evil.
She looked pretty evil to me.
She looked it, but she didn't have the clouded eyes, and
Yeah.
she didn't attack Cooper.
I was so glad we finally got doppelgangers, because I've been waiting for the longest time. Ever since, I think Hawk said, in the Black Lodge, you have to confront your shadow self.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
I've been waiting.
Now you got it.
Finally got some doppelgangers.
So what's that say about Coop? Like, you would think the story was if you confront it with imperfect courage, then your soul will be eradicated. So you would think if somebody could have done it, it would have been Coop. But
Would you?
I don't know.
I wouldn't.
Sure, he's not the greatest detective, but he's like a brave person, and he's I don't know.
I stand by. From the moment that he was he was like, you in the wrong room or you're in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Hawk could have navigated this, no trouble. Dale Cooper's playing games with Bob, and he gets screwed.
Yes.
Do you think that Hawk maybe actually has been in there before? He just doesn't remember it?
I don't know.
Maybe he got, trauma. He forgot.
I'm wondering if Briggs actually went in there, or if he went straight to... supposedly you go through the Black Lodge to get to the White Lodge, and it's implied that Briggs has been to the White Lodge, but I don't know if that whatever took him straight there, or if he had to go through the Black Lodge and he did have perfect courage, and he's better than Coop, and he got through. I don't know.
He seems like a perfect courage kind of guy, Briggs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole thing about Cooper's plagued with this guilt over the whole
Carolyn thing.
Yeah, Carolyn and Wyndham Earl.
That's true.
Yeah, they hit him where he was weak, pretty much.
Yeah.
In the guts.
In the guts.
He gets shivved by a doppelganger.
Yeah.
When Laura showed up and said, "I'll see you again in 25 years," that kind of makes you...
It makes me really hopeful that they're gonna revive the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
3-4 years from now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But, I don't know.
What I saw that was the progression of time in the Black Lodge isn't straightforward like it is in the outside world. But 25 years later is actually being the first time we saw Cooper in the Red Room in his dream.
Yeah.
And he looked old.
Yeah.
And was talking to Laura.
Yeah. What was that hand gesture that she did there where she...
Just posing like a hand model.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
weird. She
Whenever-
just kinda...
Whenever she says meanwhile,
Meanwhile, and then she did
I
that...
have no idea what that means.
The world's greatest scream.
Well, that's the second time she says meanwhile.
But
But the first time she does the hand gesture.
Yeah, she ends with a hand gesture. Then the time when she screams, she starts with a hand gesture and says meanwhile.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that scream?
Awesome.
That was great.
The
It
best.
was impressive.
It's terrifying.
Yes.
Love it.
I know, it's great, but it's so terrifying.
I keep wanting to make it my ringtone.
Everyone would just run from you.
I know.
Speaking of the 25 years thing again, though, I'm confused as to what 25 years has to do with anything. Is it a meaningful number in some way?
It's a quarter of a century. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily meaningful. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like maybe the fact that Cooper is he's had these dreams of the Red Room and all that before. I feel like the mere fact that he's like been in contact with like the giant and things before this, it's all because he eventually is, going to be possessed by Bob and become part of this.
I think he's been trapped there since he went in.
Yeah.
And the fact that he dreams about his future self sitting in that room, he's been stuck there forever.
Right. I feel like it's outside of time, and the fact that he's always going to be trapped there.
Always.
Poor Coop.
Until 25 years later, when Hawk goes in and deals everything out like a man and gets the job done once and for all.
He throws that knife at Bob's back.
Yes. I mean, and I know it's it's all for the atmospheric dreaminess, but Cooper, when he's in there, he's just sitting and staring and waiting, and I'm like, I want a man of action in here, damn it.
But it is a waiting room that he's sitting in there.
Yeah, he's trying to figure it all out. He's got to get, how this place works first.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that room is called the waiting room.
Right, and I know it wouldn't work if it was otherwise. It wouldn't have the same atmosphere and creepiness. But I like to just blame the character of Dale Cooper being complicit.
That would have been hilarious, though, if as soon as he steps through, he's in the woods, he steps through the curtains, and you cut to him in the hallway running, runs into the next room, starts punching people, runs to the next room, punches some more people, picks up Annie, then leaves.
It wouldn't have been as if it would have been an action movie.
It wouldn't have been the same thing at all. It wouldn't have worked. But I'm just saying, if we got a split scene of what Hawk would do in the same situation.
Punch you out of the show, punch you out of the show. So the old waiter shows up again.
Awesome.
And he repeats coffee over and over and over.
And he turns into the giant. So I think somebody...
Didn't see that coming.
And they say one and the same, and, you could say that means him and the giant are the same person, but I think it was Michael Warren wrote an article where he thinks that, that actually means that the giant and the little man are also one and the same. Like, if the little man wants to appear in the real world, he sends the giant for him. I have to get him to explain it. But,
you could take it either way, or you could take it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily clear.
There's a random Indian bellow, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those actually show up again in the prequel movie.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if he had that thought at this time, so I don't know.
Molasses coffee.
I was entertained by all the different forms of coffee.
Yeah, the hardened coffee.
But would you really drink anything that somebody here offered you?
Exactly.
No. Not if it keeps changing consistency.
Changing state?
Yes.
Yeah.
That can't be good for the coffee.
No.
Now, Brad.
No.
Just say.
It'd be entirely different, I think, chemically if you did that to the coffee.
Yeah, you can't do it. It's just going to break down. It's going to break everything down. Freezing and the... terrible.
So I guess the point at which he enters into the Black Lodge is when the little man says, "Wow, Bob, wow, fire walk with me."
I wonder why they stuck that in there. Wow, Bob, wow.
I've been waiting all this time.
Palindrome.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting where when he's seeing Annie and Caroline, that he was sort of seeing them as the same person.
Yeah.
And maybe this was related to how he was able to enter the lodge through love.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, it evokes sort of like all the memories or the spirits related with his emotion. It was a little strange.
I wasn't quite sure how that worked. Like, at first I thought it was Carolyn just looking like Annie, because she said, "Who's Annie? I know the face of the man who killed me." But then after that, she looks like Carolyn, and it's like she's Annie because she says, "You're mistaken, I'm alive," or something.
Mm-hmm.
But she's actually Laura at the end.
And then she turns into Laura, and then Wyndham Earl.
Yeah. So it's like it's all in Dale's mind.
Was that all Wyndham Earl, like shape-shifting? Was that him?
No, I think that's the Black Lodge just messing with Cooper.
Okay.
They're testing him.
So
maybe it's like a vision quest. The only thing that's there is what you bring with you. And that's what Dale brought with him. His guilt, his love, his fear,
So did he meet any real people at any time here then? Because that's the point at which Wyndham Earl asks for his soul, and then Bob says you can't do that. So if that's not Wyndham Earl, then I don't know. Where's Wyndham Earl?
Well, no, I think that has to be Wyndham Earl at that point.
Yeah.
I think Wyndham Earl was, I don't know, I guess he was waiting, to soften Cooper up a little bit.
So you're contending that Wyndham Earl was kind of making these things happen?
Some of it.
No, well, maybe he was part of it, but I think, I don't know. He was either making it happen or waiting for it to happen. Like, he knows it has to happen.
Mm-hmm. Because, if this is the first time Wyndham Earl has been in the Black Lodge, then the whole chunk of him and of him and Annie walking in, and then him figuring things out and settling in and waiting in wait, hiding in wait for Cooper would have been some really nice stuff to see. But because now it is kind of ambiguous. Is it the Black Lodge? Is it what's happening in Cooper's mind? Is Wyndham Earl making all these things happen? Is Wyndham Earl being used as a symbol by Bob to get Cooper to react in a certain way? So it's very, very ambiguous.
So we get Wyndham Earl is like, I'll let Annie go if you give me your soul. Which, what's he gonna do with a Cooper soul? I mean, really.
I know, right?
What do you do with one?
You put it in some wood.
Yes.
He'll put it in his flute.
Yeah.
What
other weird shit happens?
Bob shows up and is like, whoa. That's not the way we operate around here, see? You don't just come waltzing in here asking for souls like you're running the place, Bob.
Wyndham Earl, I appreciate what you're going for, but if you go by the Black Lodge bylaws, you can't accept a soul like that.
It's just not going to pass committee. I, however, have carte blanche, and I will take your soul. Which was weird.
Yeah.
Although I love the whole fiery head thing.
Yeah, I loved how he did the pyrotechnics. All these crazy things just to take a soul.
I liked Earl's silent scream.
Yeah.
Face was a bit ridiculous, but...
It was very satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Creepy, but Creeperton shows up.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of Evil Coop?
Oh.
I like how we got caught up in that curtain for a sec.
Yeah. I'm stuck.
There was a couple of curtain instances. When we first saw the little man again, when he's coming out dancing, he had some issues getting through the curtain.
Evil Cooper was awesome.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think the problem is running from Bob.
Yep.
You shouldn't have run.
You have to confront Bob, right?
Yeah. He's been fighting him all this time. He knows he's evil. He's right there. You gotta try to fight Bob or go down in flames.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's doing everything wrong.
Yeah.
Again, if only Hawk were there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, he's agreeing to give up his soul.
It's because he's worried about Annie because they took Annie.
Yeah, he's running.
So he's basically screwed because of her.
Yeah, he's running from screaming Laura when he just should have stood his ground and screamed right back at her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like if you fight Bob and you win, I think you can probably get whatever you want.
Probably.
But how do you fight Bob though? Like, what do you do?
Any way you can. I feel like if you're on his turf, I don't know, maybe you've got a better shot.
Pull his hair.
Pull his hair.
I just go for it. I just throttle him out.
Look him in the eyes, kick him in the nards, pull on his hair. Be a big baby about it, Cooper.
Give him a nice shampoo, get rid of that scorched rail smell.
I think that might be what does it, is if you, like, get rid of all that hair. He's probably like Samson.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like in the Bible stories. If you cut his hair off, he loses all his powers.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You're already in the Black Lodge.
Yeah.
That's true.
Getting shivved by doppelgangers.
Yeah, he probably won't get out. Well, I mean, like, the way he was walking through each room, and he kept getting into the same room over and over again, except it was a different room. How in the hell are you ever gonna get out of there?
Well, you have to develop tracking skills.
Yeah, you have to look at the threshold between each room and look for prime numbers. Anyone?
I don't get it.
There's a Canadian sci-fi movie called The Cube.
Oh, yes.
Which is brilliant and very cool, and they're trapped in a massive cube made of individual tiny cubes, and some of the cubes have traps in them. And it's very cool, so look it up. It's on Netflix.
So maybe they took inspiration from the mystery box Ross Eckhart.
Maybe. Yes.
Yes, a cube within a cube.
You guys happy to see Leland for a sec?
Yes.
And he's got brown hair again.
Proclaiming his innocence.
Yeah.
Is he innocent? I don't know.
He seems pretty chummy with evil doppelganger Coop.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, he's got the milky eyes, so...
Mhm.
And then evil doppelganger Coop stares right at us.
Yes.
It was very creepy.
Creepin'.
Oh yeah, I wanted to read something about that from Michael Warren's 35 Years of David Lynch blog. So that, yeah, he breaks the fourth wall there. So the term breaking the fourth wall has come to be used to describe any time an actor looks directly at the audience. In a first and last for the series, David Lynch directs Kyle MacLachlan to peer into the lens of the camera in this shot for the sole purpose of looking the audience in the eye. Although each of us can interpret this breaking of the fourth wall differently, we suspect David Lynch wants to remove the comfort zone that normally allows the audience to feel safely separated from the story on screen.
I felt like I was there even before.
Yeah, at that point you're like, oh, I'm just watching a TV show, and then you're like, oh no, I'm in the TV show.
No, but even like the way
He sees me. He sees me.
The way he shot it though, it felt like you were in the room with Dale Cooper. To
Yeah.
me, I don't know. Like even before he looked at us.
This just hit it home.
Yeah, it just confirms it.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry about Leland again. Do you guys think that's actually Leland? Is Leland trapped there forever too? Like, I don't know how it works.
Doppelganger Leland.
It's doppelganger Leland, but
Yeah.
what's that mean for the actual Leland soul
He's dead.
or whatever?
I feel like, again, this whole lodge business is outside of time. In that anyone that has been in or around or involved is there at all times, always before and after.
Yeah.
So it's like a part of you always remains there.
Or maybe it's just like an imprint of them.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if it matches up, like, the fact that, I don't know, how do I explain this? That it's not necessarily connected to normal time.
Mm-hmm.
So that, whereas the Leland doppelganger is there because there was a Leland doppelganger at one point.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily matter when or how long ago that was, which is why 25 years doesn't really matter.
Doppelcoop reaches the real Coop, and then we get Bob's happy face.
Love it.
Bob's evil laugh.
Bob's,
That's the freakiest thing, I think.
yeah,
One of the freakiest things.
I love the backwards laugh, but yeah, his is really good. I doubt that's the actor's real voice. I'm pretty sure he's overdubbed
You think?
with somebody else, I think.
Really?
He's kind of soft-spoken in real life, the guy, I think.
Yeah, but he's an
Well-
actor,
well-
so he could change the way he speaks.
He's a set dresser.
But he was also an actor, wasn't he?
He's
All set dressers are actors.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
It's
I thought it was all waiters in LA were actors.
everyone in LA is an actor.
Yes.
Somebody will have to let me know if that was really his voice, but I always assumed it wasn't.
When Cooper and Leland looked at each other, though, it almost looked like it was like a Black Lodge inside joke. Like, hilarious.
So anything else in the Black Lodge before we leave it?
I don't want to leave it. I want to stay. I want to stay.
I wonder what
terrorized.
I wonder what would happen if you ran directly into the curtains and through them. I did not try to go through a door.
I would just
Probably fall into like an endless abyss.
Yeah.
It'd probably be like in some video games where you get stuck between a wall and you're just there forever.
No clipping mode.
No clipping mode. Indeed.
I remember when we got to near the end of this section, I was like, wait a minute, how much is left in this episode? And I had to pause it and check, and I was like, wait, 3 minutes? What's happening?
Yeah. At what point did you know there were going to be like a huge cliffhanger?
At that point.
At that point?
Yeah. Well, really, I mean, they could have wrapped it up really quickly and made something horrible happen, but,
Well, I'm glad that's all over with, Coop.
The end.
Be sure to invite me to you and Annie's wedding. Bye-bye!
I really don't think that Coop could have escaped by himself. I think Bob has to let you out himself.
Yeah?
It's like when you come into his house, he locks you in until he decides that you're ready to come out.
Yeah, seems that way.
Yeah.
I can do it.
You think you could go through the Black Lodge, Brad?
Yep, I can
Yeah.
do it.
You think you could fight Bob?
In a second.
Really? What would you do?
What do you do? What do you do?
Are you brave enough?
No worries. It's sheer willpower.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in the whole idea that getting Cooper into the Black Lodge, Bob saw an opportunity to, reintegrate himself into the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
And he stopped Wyndham Earl from taking Cooper's soul so he could take it, so he could then go forth and be nasty without anyone suspecting him.
This has been Bob's long con game for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so they come out of the Black Lodge and Harry finds Coop and Annie. I thought Annie was dead at first. Well, I hope she was dead, but...
I was hoping she was dead the whole time.
It looks like somebody punched her right in the nose. Because it's just like exuding from that middle of her face outwards. I don't know.
It was like she woke up screaming and covered in blood and was just lying there.
Yeah.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Why didn't they take Cooper to the hospital?
I don't know, because the hospital comes to them. Doc Hayward is a mobile hospital.
It's because Harry wanted to tend to him.
Oh, that's true, too.
And you can't get up and go brush your teeth in the hospital, I guess.
So, yeah, we open on the scene of him in the bed. At what point did you know something was wrong, or had you already guessed based on, Coop catching up to Coop?
The second he mentioned brushing his teeth.
The first time, or the second time where he's like...
First time.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay. We were watching it with some people a few months ago, and this one girl we were watching it with, the second time he said, I have to brush my teeth, where he stopped and leaned on the corner there. She was like, no. She knew it was coming. She had this little, whimper.
When I first watched this, I didn't know until he smashed his head into the mirror.
Really?
I was like, what's he doing with the toothpaste? Man, what's going on? Well, I was young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Is it just my imagination? Did we have a Leland brushing his teeth and Bob in the mirror?
Don't think so.
It's always just fixing his tie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just knew there was going to be a mirror involved.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cooper didn't wear the tie to bed. Why didn't you put me in my tie?
Yeah. I could have fixed my tie instead.
I have to find another. I have to fix my tie. I have to fix my tie.
Alone in the bathroom.
Any excuse for those mirrors.
Yeah.
Bob doesn't wear a tie, though, so why would he want to do
This was a different kind of hotel. He wouldn't have to leave the bed to check the mirror.
I love how I think Bob just does this as an acting exercise. so he can take people over and try to act, try to pretend that he's them.
Coop does not act like that, though.
But
How's
it's
Annie?
fine. He's having a hard time because he doesn't quite get the character.
Well, that's the thing about Bob. Originally he started off as just a musical theater actor, but he's really been working his Meisner and Kazan, and he's going for naturalistic acting. And
Yes. He's like, what's my motivation? Oh yeah, Annie, smash. How was it?
I respect him for his love of craft.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Why do you guys think he smashed his head in?
Because it's the only thing that feels real.
Do you think there's anything from Dale left in there?
I think it's the doppelganger.
Dale is completely gone.
Yeah, Dale's in the Black Lodge waiting.
So is this a different?
Aging.
Is this a different kind of possession? Like different from
Yeah,
Leland?
because Leland was sometimes there and sometimes not. It seems.
Yeah, as far as we knew.
Yeah, but
I feel like
Leland
I feel like there might be a little bit of Cooper left in there,
Really?
but not enough.
I'm inclined to think Cooper's still there, and that if they can get rid of Bob, that though slightly traumatized and changed, he'll still essentially be there. I see it more as like a possession, and like, okay, was he able? He was just trying to get out of the Black Lodge untouched, but he just wasn't strong enough to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll read one more thing from Michael Warren's blog. He says, we have to ask ourselves, why would Bob attack his new human host? Is Bob afraid his control over Cooper is limited, so he wants to kill Cooper before the real Cooper returns to his body? We have pieced together another theory with the help of certain deleted scenes in the Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me 1992 screenplay. which describe Cooper being rushed to the hospital by Doc Hayward and Sheriff Truman, something that Bob surely anticipates. Bob is apparently practicing a question he will ask at the hospital. How's Annie? Because Bob is likely going to try and get into Annie's hospital room and kill her before she wakes up and tells everyone that the real Dale Cooper is stuck in the Black Lodge. Since Annie is the only living witness of Cooper's possession, Bob is highly motivated to injure Cooper's body enough to require a visit to the emergency room to place him within striking distance of Annie. Once Annie is out of the picture, Bob can continue possessing Cooper without anyone else being the wiser. Although Bob seems surprisingly bad at impersonating Cooper, which might expose the possession sooner or later. But, yeah, I think that's a good alternate theory.
Yeah, I actually really like that theory.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
As the credits started rolling, what was your emotions? Frustration? That was mine when I first watched it.
I was so sad first watching this when it aired, and seeing this and knowing that more than likely this was the end. And I was waiting for one of those awesome episodes like Lost. It wraps everything up in a nice little bow. Yeah, I was so sad.
Yeah,
because it was the best TV ever, and I loved it, and it was so quirky, and it was so David Lynch, and it was scary, and it was creepy and awesome, and then it went away. And then I heard Fire Walk With Me was coming out, and we're like, all right, we're gonna finally get closure.
Nope.
Sorry.
It was frustrating that our hero did not prevail in the end, but it was the sort of the ending that I was expecting from Twin Peaks, that good does not prevail and that the evil will always be there.
Yeah. So you predicted something like this?
Yeah.
I seem to recall that we did talk about this like several episodes ago, where evil would always be around and evil would win, basically.
Well, I don't feel like this is the sort of thing that it shouldn't have ended well.
No.
Like I was happy with this ending. I wasn't really expecting it. I didn't think they would go as dark as they did. And of course, I was just super happy that Cooper got his comeuppance and Bob won. Because that's how I roll.
Oh.
Well, the end credits play. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I didn't say how I felt. I was angry.
You were angry?
I was screaming at the TV. What? This can't happen. This can't end like this. What? Then I was very sad. I went through all the stages of grief.
Yeah. It took me a year to get over this to a point where I can watch this episode and say, yeah, that's the best episode, and not care so much about how the ending makes me feel.
You know, I think it took me like a week to think about it, and I was like, that was like pretty much the best episode ever, and it couldn't have ended in any other way. It was the best ending possible because it leaves you wondering and it leaves you wanting more, and that's what good TV's all about.
Yeah.
You know.
But wanting more had me frustrated for the better part of a year, like I say. Yeah. But I'm over it now. I'm over it.
There's so much material left. Like they could pick up right now.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And just make something amazing out of all the pieces that are remaining on the table.
So,
but I do feel like there was a lot that wasn't great
in this episode, or
and I know we have to resolve the Donna stuff, and
it'll be easily resolved. Donna went insane and threw acid on her face. Next.
Couldn't we have just forgotten about that? I would rather have a scene where we spend our time rescuing Leo from spiders than delving more into the Hayward family horror show. And of course the Nadine thing was just upsetting, but
So if you guys could have more Twin Peaks right now, what would you do? Would you want it to start 3-4 years from now? Like pick up the story 25 years later and see where all the characters are? Would you want them to reboot the whole thing and start over, or would you rewrite history and just have season 3 start immediately after and have never been canceled?
I think there's a fine case to be made for starting right now, 20-something years later,
Yeah.
and just picking up.
That's how I would prefer it right now. I wouldn't.
Because it's the most realistic option, really.
Yeah.
I would do it as Twin Peaks: The Next Generation.
Yeah.
We would have Andy and
Oh, Andy
Lucy's
Lucy.
baby
Yeah.
is the new sheriff. We would have this kind of strange person appearing out of the woods mysteriously, and nobody really knows who this guy is, and he doesn't look like Dale Cooper, and he doesn't know who it is, but all of a sudden there's this deep dark secret nobody's talking about, and it kind of gets self-involved that way, and then it starts insisting upon itself, and then we realize that was in fact Cooper in his new form.
How would you prefer it, Caitlin?
I think, yeah, it'd be most reasonable, I agree, that if we just continue the story, like, years later.
Yeah.
Though I would really want to know, like, what happens in, like, this next sequence, where you would have Annie and Coop in the possession, and do they ever figure it out?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Sorry,
In terms of, like, a satisfying TV show, I don't think you can pick up, like, right off again.
See, I think that you could very easily have Cooper, much like Leland, everyone thinks he's fine until, all hell breaks loose about 25 years later.
Yeah. That's how I was imagining it too. Yeah. Like he's been secretly serial killing people for 25 years.
Right. And I feel like you could even, like, as it went on, and I really think if I was ever going to write television, they should bring me in to write the new season of Twin Peaks.
I'd vote for that. Would Hawk be the protagonist? Like...
Well, see, yeah, in my world, I would still have Hawk getting into this, because I feel like you could even go into the lodge, and maybe even, like, in the series finale, like, you could unwrite things that had been done in the past. Because, we get, like, when Wyndham Earl, like, says, no, when Bob says Wyndham Earl can't take Cooper's soul, and he kind of rewinds time for a second.
Oh, yeah, and undoes the stabbing.
I feel like you could get somebody to come in there and rewind everything Bob's ever done.
Yeah.
And actually end the show with a clean slate, destroying the lodge.
Yeah.
And, like, 50 years.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff that could happen, and I don't know if we should do a season 3X speculation episode, but we'll talk about it another time, I guess.
We'll all write a spec script.
Yeah, I would love
pitch.
I would love that.
That'd be fun.
The rumor I heard that I in no way mean that this is going to happen, but the rumor I heard was that if it does come back, it's going to be a remake. But
you could always do like a half remake, though.
That would be completely disappointing to me.
I don't think they could ever get all the same actors to come back because.
But isn't that what The Killing was?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of them were disillusioned with the show by the time it was over.
Yeah.
So I don't think they could get, like, Kyle MacLachlan to come back.
No, he would do it.
You think?
Enough time has passed.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
Maybe.
Time heals all wounds.
I would like to think so.
But yeah, I did hear that Kyle MacLachlan was not happy with the way
the show went.
The way they went with Coop's character by turning him evil at the end. He was not a fan of that. But
well, what was he expecting?
I don't know.
It's wonderful when actors give us their opinions of writing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
But he basically, like, ruined another aspect of the show, like, like when he let Lara Flynn Boyle kind of take that part of his character.
Yeah.
Like, whose final act was to make sure that Audrey was in the bank scene to get blown up.
That's right. That's right. To get rid of her once and for all.
Yeah, that whole thing with Annie in the Black Lodge was supposed to be Audrey in the Black Lodge.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if they weren't in a relationship, and it was still Audrey in the Black Lodge, it still would have worked better because they had that history together. There would have been more emotional weight to it. But. Anyways.
The only good thing I could say if we could have Annie be killed off, and Audrey could still be alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audrey possesses Annie.
That'd be weird.
That'd be tragic because it wouldn't be looking at Audrey.
Yeah. So anything else to say about the episode?
Oh my
want to rate it.
god, so much, but we'll let other people say.
Let the feedback
Let
talk?
the feedback talk for us. Yeah.
That's the best part of podcasting.
Yes. Let other people talk for you.
Mm-hmm.
You just sit back and relax.
Well, to mark the occasion of us finishing the whole series, Claire drew us a picture, so I'm going to send that to you guys right now. This is a kind of a congratulations picture from Claire Laffar.
That is awesome.
Nice. Wow.
Yay.
That is what our studio looks like. We're all in the same room.
Yeah.
Red curtains.
She even included our cats.
Yeah.
Microphone.
Yeah, and she put like a little textbook with a flag of France on there. For you, Caitlin.
What are you eating, Brad?
Yeah.
Those are corn nuts.
It looks like caramel corn or something.
Bob's trying to get some.
I'll share.
Do you really want his grubby hands in there though?
I'm not gonna eat any afterwards. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share it with you guys.
It would taste like scorched engine oil.
All right. Thanks for that, Claire. That was very thoughtful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
May I suggest you make it the album artwork for this final episode?
Yeah, I'm going to.
That should be awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing about the episode. Over the end credits, we get Laura in the coffee cup.
Upside down.
Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was almost like a little wink
I
to
guess
the audience.
It's just reminding us of the two most important things in the whole series.
Coffee and Laura
Coffee
Palmer.
and Laura Palmer.
Everybody loved coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's rate the episode then.
Oh my.
Who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay.
I give this episode 10 out of 10 tubes of toothpaste.
Ooh. Wasted tubes of toothpaste.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I've long held that it's my favorite episode. You guys know that, so the highest score I've already given out was for the season 2 premiere, which was 11 out of 10. So I have to go 12 out of 10.
But that's not possible!
Shh. Anything's possible when you try, Alirio. So yeah, 12 out of 10 backwards screams that will forever haunt my nightmares. It's just the best episode ever. I love it so much.
Why don't you marry it?
I already did.
Oh.
Unholy union.
I will give it a 10 out of 10 completely unbiased rating. Yes.
Nice. I really like it, but it's still not my favorite.
Really? Which one was your favorite?
The season 2 opener by far.
Okay.
I mean, all the Red Room, Black Lodge, atmospheric stuff was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also just so much of the cleaning up these plot threads and the bank thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that, and I just feel like there was elements that could have been handled better. Mm-hmm. I think they needed a longer episode or another episode.
I agree with you, Brad, but I kind of enjoy that this episode was such a mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it just makes the episode great. I don't know.
It's fun. I will agree that the part of the weird, confusing muddle of an episode is fun.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But I gotta go 9.5.
Okay, that's
Bob,
fine.
9.5 Bob victories.
Okay. Caitlin, you hated it. You hated it, didn't you? 1 out of 10.
Yes, actually 0.5. No. I think I need more time for this episode to sink in. I liked it, but I think that, with a little bit of time and some rewatching that, I'll have... I think the Red Room episodes need to sink in more. But I'm going to give it a 9.6 coffee, plate specials, and pie for desserts out of 10.
Sweet.
Very nice.
So I think the final thumbs up count for the whole series was 21. I think. Pretty sure.
I wish it would have been one for each episode.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I also I also took down numbers of how many times he runs down that hallway in the Red Room sequence.
Nice.
So, Coop himself runs down the hallway 11 times, but there's 2 extra shots of going down the hallway where you don't see him. The camera moves down the hallway, and it's implied that he's going down. So he went down the hallway 13 times in total during that whole Black Lodge thing.
Wow.
Alright, we got some quotes. Anyone?
Oh, I've got lots. As usual.
I can go first.
Okay.
Yikes.
Scary.
I love it.
I've got one from our pal, the bank manager. We must make a telephone call.
Oh, I've got so many quotes. It's so hard to pick from. I kind of want to do... I like doing the Donna quotes because they're so horrible. My parents? Who are my parents anyway? I didn't quite get the way she said it, but she said it very weirdly. I don't know. She didn't say it right.
I have a quote from Lucy and Andy. What if the lights went out in the hospital and we were in the elevators? Then I'd help you have that baby right there in the elevators, in front of God and everybody.
I love that quote, too.
Which you know that does happen in an episode of Saved by the Bell.
Does it?
Oh, Lord.
How old are you? 35, you moron!
What's that?
Nadine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Was she just crying because she's 35?
I think she's crying because she's lost at the game of life twice.
Yeah.
Seriously, though.
I have another quote from the bank manager.
Okay. Oh, Lord, you guys love that guy.
After he's talking to Andrew, but the funeral, and all the flowers and the choir boys.
Choir boys.
Yeah, like... yeah.
What?
I have a quote from Cooper. Ooh, sycamore trees.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did. He totally did.
I'll do one. Another friend.
Matt, you should do the backwards Bob laugh.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like my cat when it's about to pick up a hairball.
It sounds like the aliens from Mars Attacks.
That's awesome. If we're doing laughs, can I do Heidi?
Sounds like a squirrel.
She does.
Let's got more.
I've got so many.
Let's go all out.
Yes.
I have one. Doc Hayward. Oh!
And no.
No, it was more like.
It was such a Darth Vader moment.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, there's a quote from Bob. He is wrong. He can't ask for your soul. I will take his. Cherry flavor.
Someone had a cappuccino.
All right.
wait, we have
What?
to do the one quote that everybody needs to do. How's Annie? How's Annie?
How's Annie?
How's Annie?
Comment va Annie? Est-ce qu'elle va bien? Où est-elle?
Okay, so
Oh.
I guess we're done.
No.
Oh.
Oh, you'll be back in Fire Rock with me.
That's right.
Yes. But we have
Should make it your Christmas special.
yeah. We're gonna read the Laura Palmer diary first over the
We're
Christmas
gonna
break.
do a book report, guys.
Nice.
Yay! But yeah, we got a metric shit ton of feedback, so we're gonna do that another day, and I'll just edit the two things together, and no one will be the wiser.
Or you could do a part 1 and part 2.
If this ends up being like a 3-hour show, yeah, I'll split it into 2 parts. But
Awesome.
okay. So I'm just gonna stop recording right now, and then we'll come back another time.
Okay, bye everybody. You can catch me on PotentialCast and PotentialCast and RedemptionCast and
Are you gonna plug your shows twice?
That's not fair.
I didn't plug them at the beginning.
Check out all Alirio's podcasts.
All of my podcasts.
Okay. Thanks for listening. Check us out on twitter.com/TwinPeaksCast. Search for the Twin Peaks Podcast group on Facebook. And visit us on twinpeakspodcast.blogspot.com. Email your feedback to twinpeakspodcast@gmail.com. Here's a tune for you girls. Okay. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.